that people at Pinnacle Point were using two kinds of raw materials, primarily quartzite, which is a locally occurring raw material, generally from beach cobbles. They would take a beach cobble, and we know how they produce these from finding the remnants of what we call the reduction process, the production process. They would knock a flat surface off the beach cobble. So you imagine taking a cobble, hit it strongly, create a flat surface on the top, and then slowly and carefully you knock flakes down from that flat surface to create ridges. And these ridges are the places along which you're going to knock those flakes off. So they would then knock those flakes off, and that would produce the microblades. The microblades as tools are significant because we know that people could produce them and carry them around in batches and then mount them into other raw materials. So if you can imagine a little sliver of stone, maybe the size of the nail on my pinky finger, it has two sharp edges. So what they would do then is take 4 or 5 of those and take a piece of wood or a piece of bone, put a slot in that piece of wood, and then glue several of these little tiny sharp stones into it to produce one long cutting edge. Or they could take 2 of them and glue them together at the tip and make a arrow point or a spear point or something like that. So the beauty of microblade technology is that you can carry around little pieces, and then when you need a particular type of tool, provided that you have the glue on you, which would be like a gum taken from an acacia tree or something like that, you could make a knife if you needed it, or you could make a projectile point if you needed it. And so it's a very flexible technology. When you look at the origins of the use of fire, you have its discovery as a producer of light and a technology for improving diet way, way back, millions of years. And then let's say 12,000 years ago, people figure out how to use fire to manipulate clay to produce pottery. Well, what's between those two, right? How did they figure out how to use fire to heat pottery? Well, here at 160,000 years ago, we see them use fire to manipulate the flaking properties of a stone. They somehow figured out that if you take this raw material, which is awful for flaking, and you heat it under controlled circumstances, you now have produced a raw material that's great for